Welcome to Victor's View. Today we're going to discuss reasons why ladies don't get married on time. So when a girl is very young, she's look very beautiful. Maybe when she just finished secondary school, going to university, there are a lot of guys that come after you. A guy who's young, a guy who's old, a guy who is handsome, beautiful. You know, I'm using beautiful. No, a guy is not beautiful. A guy is handsome. So the lady may just get too excited, like, yeah, I'm the most beautiful girl in the whole world, so I can do whatever I like. So that kind of situation, though, most of the time, get into the girl's head. She feel that, okay, I have a lot of time. Let me just do what I want to do. Let me enjoy my life and whatsoever. In every girl, at some point, there's always a guy who comes to you. Even let me say, maybe it's 22 or 23, that tell you that, I want to get married to you. But because you feel you're very young, you still feel very attractive. People come to you. Most of the time, you say, no, I'm too young. I'm not ready to get married now. I want to get married when I'm 25 years old. Okay, so I love that point. You want to get married when you're 25 years old. Don't worry, your husband will wait for you 25 years old. You understand? So you feel 25 years old, someone will be waiting for you there. Nobody going to wait for you. So that time, things will be very slow and things will be very fast. It depends on your situation. Okay? They fail to realize that everything have a season. There are times whereby guys will pop on you, and there are times whereby you're just having just one toaster, or you may not have any toaster for a very long time, for like 2-3 months, and you feel like, what's happening? Am I not beautiful anymore? Am I not attractive anymore? What is happening? So as a lady grows older, at that point you start getting matured. So which means the way you were attractive when you were 18 years old, when you start getting from 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, you might start becoming less attractive. So now, okay, look at this analogy. Let me explain this. Alright, so let's analyze this beautiful girl here. So you can see how fresh and beautiful she looks, 18 years old. So as she gets older, you'll see 26 years old, you can see how beautiful she looks, a very beautiful lady. So as it gets older, the facial look starts becoming more matured. So the face tends to change. So you can see 30 years old, 35 years old, then 38 years old. So now, these are my 10 tips on the reasons why ladies don't get married on time. The first one is career and education priorities. So most ladies prefer to further education, maybe from BSc to master's degree, or if they like, you can just stick on a PhD. So this can make them to take a long time before they decide to get married. So the next one is personal growth and independence. So most of them will take more time to reflect on different things, decide what they want to do with their life or whatsoever. So the next one, financial stability. They have a lot of money. They don't need you. They don't need any man. They can provide everything for themselves. So they just feel like, okay, it's either I go for a man who's more richer than me, or maybe I'll just stay on my own and enjoy my money alone. So different reasons. So the next one, relationship readiness, finding the right partner. So this part is quite confusing because you don't know who is right for you. You can't actually tell. You can't read someone's mind. So you can't decide which person is perfect and who is imperfect. So this part is quite tricky. So the next one, changing societal norms and cultural acceptance. So different country have different cultural belief, and people tend to live differently in different places. Some people tend to enjoy their life. They create more time with friends and decide to just forget about marriage for some time and just create more time for themselves to enjoy their life. Urbanization and lifestyle choices. So urbanization, they have different jobs, people have access to careers. So with this, they can just take this opportunity to just decide to do whatever they want and give themselves more chance to live their life before thinking about marriage. To have legal and societal freedom. So ladies are not under pressure to get married. They decide to marry anytime they like. So the country they find themselves these days, this modern time, everybody make their own choices. So everybody can decide to do whatsoever. So you can't just decide. You can't just make any choice for a lady. She can do whatever she wants. So previous relationship or life experiences. some ladies have had some bad experiences with the partner, so they're just trying to give themselves more time, or most of them just feel like, okay, I just have to forget about love, or maybe let me give myself like a longer time to try. So some people are quite lucky. The first person you tend to date, you just become the perfect person. Why some people are very unlucky. You may just meet different useless people who different characters of guys who are not ready, or a guy who is not ready to to give that all in the relationship. So this is just one of it. So it affects ladies, ladies who have bad experience from past relationship, they find it difficult to cope. So they give themselves more time before they think about going to the next one. So family responsibility or expectation. So you may have an old person at home, want to create more time to take care of your grandmom, your grandparents, and look after them. But I don't think this point is even more valid, because you can get married and still look after your parents. So that's that. So the last one here is health and fertility awareness. So some ladies who are very celibate, who want to create more time for themselves before they start having sex, or who are quite worried about maybe having some sexual certain infection, or maybe their views about sexuality is quite different. And these days we have different sexes, have different sexes. So different things have tend to evolve over time. So they tend to give themselves time before they explore all these choices. So out of these 10 tips, I just want to throw my view on two of them. So I want to talk about lifestyle and mentality, a lady's mentality. So in terms of lifestyle, for example, a lady, we have different type of ladies. There are ladies who like flirting, who like hanging out with guys. You can just imagine a lady who's a single mom. Single mom ladies, they tend to struggle a lot, because most guys get scared when they come across a lady who's a single mom. Now, trust me, guys prefer a girl who is single, who don't have any child before and whatnot. So some ladies tend to struggle like that. It's not a crime, trust me. It's not your fault. You understand, but it is what it is. So some ladies are very lucky. You can have 3 kids, 4 kids. That doesn't mean that somebody else will not love you. You understand? But sometimes that kind of situation do slow the pace. And again, the kind of guys that attract you. Some girls like guys who are very responsible, while some girls like guys that are very responsible. So that point can actually we can actually increase the pace or slow the pace depending on the kind of person you meet. So if you like a guy who flirts a lot, trust me, in that kind of situation, that would be a very kind of disastrous situation. So ladies, your choice of mates, or the kind of time you give, or the kind of people who you tend to attract. Okay, so for example, let me say a lady will say, okay, I prefer a guy who is very tall, a guy who is rich, a guy who is that. What if you don't see that guy who is very tall? What if you don't come across a handsome guy? Or what if the handsome guy don't like you? What's going to happen? So in terms of mentality, so a lady, you don't want to marry a guy who's poor. I want a guy that's very rich. So you just sit down at home looking for a guy that's rich, and most of the time you may become very lucky that guys who come after you will be guys that's very poor, guys who don't have a lot of money. You understand? So mentality also affects. So nobody wants to believe in, okay, let me start small with this person, let me suffer with this person, then with time we can make it together. Nobody wants to experience that kind of stuff. You understand? So mentality a lot. Okay, I prefer this kind of guy, this kind of guy I want. Sometimes the kind of guy you're thinking about is the kind of guy that don't exist, or you're looking for a guy who's very perfect. Trust me, there's nobody who's perfect in this world. Everybody in this world are imperfect. Nobody's perfect. These days, relationship is not something you find. It's something that comes to you. If you find a relationship and you jump into a relationship, trust me, you're going to jump out. Alright, so before I sign out, so one thing you need to understand is that once you finish your university at maybe the age of 24, 25 or 26, so it's very important to get married. What are you waiting for? Living alone is boring. You need a man by your side. Sleeping alone in the night is boring. You need somebody there to keep you warm, to be a companion, So if you have any challenges in life, you need somebody who will be there to support you. There's no point, even though you have all the money in the world, you need somebody to stand by you. All right. So the comment section, you have a different view on the reason why ladies don't get married in time. Please drop it on the comment section. Thank you and see you next time.